Said, the one that led me here, saying I could jump realities or dimensions or something. A part of me thinks that was all a lie, that there's no way I could, but the other part of me thinks that there's some truth in it. I mean, I can already hear the voices of thousands now across dimensions. What's to stop me from visiting them? I don't know if I want to try or not, though. I have no clue what could go wrong. But it's getting worse. My body's breaking even more now. It's almost taken over my whole arm. I need to do something and fast. Bailey and I haven't talked much. There doesn't seem like much to help us break out of here. Plus, I think they're thinking on their own for the time being, figuring themselves out. I should leave them be, since that's what I wanted for me. I think something is happening to me. Like, actually happening. I started having these dreams, these hallucinations, where I'm not sure if I'm awake or asleep. It feels so real every time. The one I remember most was a whole life of my own. Or at least, for what felt like a week. I was a captain with a shadowed crew. Masked by our intentions, we took what we wanted, but soon we had to pay the price. It ended with me choosing my crew, my team, my family, over my own life. As captain, I had to go down with my ship, and I burned alive. I can still feel the burns. I think I'm in the right place again. I can't tell sometimes. Those hallucinations have been happening again. They're bits and pieces most of the time, but this one lasted almost half a month, or it felt like half a month. I was a king, lying in wait on a throne of sapphires. My castle was built of blue gems and welcomed this creature from a dimension known to hold them. They added a hint of purple to my land of blue, but this place was dying. Corruption or something was destroying the world. My people were panicking and didn't know who to trust. Rather than playing it smart, I allowed a day with rules thrown by the wayside. There was destruction and explosives, and eventually I found myself stripped of my title. I wandered to this massive place of terracotta and quartz, with books hidden in every place. As my world crumbled, I found myself wanting to forget and start over. I pushed a final button and my world went black. Then I was back here. This place. It's the only place my body is like this. Torn in half. Part human and part something. These hallucinations are now like nightmares. I lived a day in a cave with a creature that was blind. It stood much taller than me, similar to a statue of metal I was already familiar with. It had horns, though, and a cage where most creatures would have a heart. It wasn't scared of me, and I wasn't scared of it. I've seen its color before. It took something from within its chest and gave it to me. I traded one I had. I had part of this creature as a replacement for myself. It's been the one time I've returned to this cell completely calm and in no pain. It felt familiar and safe. Then I saw half of my torso was deteriorated. Then came more panic, and for the first time, pain. Every time a hallucination happens, I wake up with so much more pain. My torso is almost completely taken over. My legs are beginning to break. This time I was cursed to live in the sky, with death lurking around every corner. I had no wings. I had to build a way up and down and everything I wanted my place, my isles, to be. I made everything to start with, and it looked beautiful. It was peaceful. But then I returned here, this cursed reality where I'm trapped, where I'm stuck and alone for the most part. I miss my friends more than ever, new and old. Rose, Delta, Lucid, River, Aether. I wish I could apologize. I focused on learning the past more than living in the present, and now all I've got is pain. I'm afraid. What happens when my body is all gone? Over half of my body is this void thing, and I don't know what to do. But this time I was walking through a library. Except this library was part of me, something I had been keeping careful watch over. I brought a friend in, someone much taller than I told him that he and his friends had stories in this place. He could know any of them except his own. He asked about mine. I smiled and told him it hadn't been written yet, but not to worry, because I was sure one day my story would be written, and he would be the first to read it. He seemed to want a specific book, so I found it for him, a cover in green and white. I never gave it to him. I woke up here before I could. I hope to give it over tomorrow if I manage to get back, but I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want to go. Hello?
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
Look. Really shows how time's taken a toll on us, right?
Yeah, I guess so. This is crazy. What is happening? What is happening? My body is gone. I'm losing more every day. There's nothing happening here. Am I awake? Is this the right place? Am I existing? Do I have a brain to think? Am I doing okay? My brain is, I don't even know if I have one at this point. I don't know.
You do. Nomad, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. I mean, if you're not real, neither am I, so that's reassuring, but trust me, as far as I'm aware, we're both here. You aren't stupid, you aren't a moron for thinking otherwise. We've both gone through some shit. But I'm gonna try it again. I know that the whole dimension hopping hasn't worked out very well for me. I mean, it's been, what, 2 years for me and only 6 months for us?
174.
But I'm gonna try it again.
Okay, yeah, go for it, I suppose.
I always get it wrong, and
There's no potatoes missing. How is that possible? Have I been...
What?
Nothing, no worries. You do your thing. I'm just...
Sure?
I was trying to think. I've been here for 174 days. 174 days, I think. And it's been going back and forth, and there's no potatoes missing, but I'm not missing any hunger, and
Well, that didn't work out quite as planned. That just moved me back a bit. I'm always getting the spatial bit right, but never the right thing. Right, we messed it up a little. We can do it again.
Okay. Just, do you mind if I really quickly talk to somebody?
Just go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up here.
Mind. Okay.
Guys, you can hear me again, right? I don't know if I lose you guys while I travel or not, but...
Try this again.
I'm losing myself.
1,
I'm losing
2,
myself, and I don't know what to do here.
3.
It's so just tough, and Hello?
No, Nomad.
Hey, Bailey.
It worked. The time it jumped. It worked. I went back to the perfect amount of time. I got the equation right.
Did it?
I mean, it's a bit rough around the edges, of course, but Tempest Machine Nomad, it's been precisely 4 years of practice. 4 years. Yikes. Anyway. I did it.
Congrats.
We might be able to get out of here.
I don't know if we can at this point. I don't know.
important tender, my dear. It's all if it's the same with you. Getting out of here would be ideal. Trust me, we are complicating this a bit too much. I've talked to 4 years worth of you. You aren't a moron, and much like that void of yours, Tempest's edX rerun. So let's get going on Optimist. Wait, am I speaking Latin?
You, is that what that
it's been
was?
long, man.
I don't know.
No, man, listen to me. You are smarter than you know, and I know you think you're pretty smart anyway, of course everyone does, but that's besides the point. You are a genius. You just need to think this through a bit, and instead of focusing on the bad side of the corruption, why don't you think of the good side, or maybe even, I don't know, use that void of yours to get right out of here.
To get out of here? I'm pretty sure that's what's been happening, is the funny thing. It's really funny that you mentioned getting out of here and using this thing, this part that's been happening to me. I've lived 6, 7 other lives for weeks, days, hours, months of time while I've been here or not, and it's only gotten worse. It's only gotten worse.
No, man, look at me. You know, I'm not the best with words. That's obvious. That's why I did the thing I did to you, but it's been a while. Whatever. But time's a mess. We both know that. It's taken a toll on both of us in very different ways. But God, I've never done well with speeches, but if that stupid ass god thinks they have the right to mess with us, why don't we mess with their time frame? I mean, sure, you've been going different places, but that means you learn things. I know it's not. It can be painful, it can be horrendous, but you're learning things, Nomad. It's terrifying and brilliant.
I don't know if I want to learn. This was not what I asked for, you know? I didn't...
Not what any of us asked for. I don't think, but... Sometimes life's a bitch and you can't get over it. So in fact, you have to go under it.
I mean... Just... Everything hurts at this point. It's all just... it all just... I don't know how to explain what I feel, what's been happening, but the fact that I know what it's felt like to have pieces and parts of me, of a human body deteriorating and breaking and turning into whatever this is. It's excruciating. But I can't make it stop. I can't control it. There's no control. I can't.
You of all people. Your will is stronger than you'll ever know. I mean, sure, you've been through several lives, but I have known you for 4 years, which... You know, blue's a good look on you. I know that's not the best thing to say, but it's a nice colour. Anyway, I've known you for 4 years now. Well, different variants of you, but they all have one thing in common, and it's not the colour blue. It's your will. I mean, you can't see it right now, you think you've got a lack of control, but take the horse by the reins, man. All I'm saying is you have more potential than you'll ever know, because another thing that's common with you is you never take advantage of the power you have. Because you are always too worried it's gonna go too far. And hell, it might do, but would you rather be stuck here and just deteriorate or actually do something?
I mean... The last time I tried to use this thing, or whatever, there was some other creature, some other monster that walked this server You know about that. I told you about that. It walked this server and walked around. It was blue and like my hand, and it killed people. I can't ignore the fact that it killed people.
Take my hand with that blue hand. Trust me, Nomad. Look, am I in pain? Are you killing me? No. I mean, some part of your conscience may want to kill me, but you know,
I don't.
You've got will.
I don't want to kill people. That's why I'm freaking out. And I can't stop this thing from taking over. I can't. It's just it keeps.
Does it get worse when you get more stressed?
I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know, and I've never known, and it's just there's no way. I haven't learned. I can't. There hasn't been anything I've learned so far from jumping through 170, technically now 174 days. I don't know.
The only thing I learned was Latin and how cool you are. Oh god, that sounded cheesy as hell, man.
It was kind of cheesy, I will admit with you.
Listen, I'm trying to comfort you and you're like, yeah, no, you sound pretty cheesy.
You said it first!
No, I'm allowed to say it. Actually, I feel like you can call me cheesy. Yeah, you know what? I think I've harmed you enough for you to get away with calling me that. I'm sorry about that.
I just... Have I told you what's happened? Have I told you the stories in those 4 years of where I've gone and what I've seen?
No, if you tell me some of yours, I'll tell you some of mine. You have a little story time, though it's not the exciting kind.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just start with the first one. The first one, I lived a week. Just a week. But I had this big blue ship, and I was captain of it. I was captain of this ship, and it was me and, like, I think 3 other people. I was captain. I ran this ship, and my crew and I, we were all just strong. We acted as we did, and we were like kings of the ocean. And my crew meant the world to me. They were my everything. And then at some point we ran into trouble, and my crew were taken. And these people wanted me dead. They wanted me just gone. And I decided to trade my life for the life of my crew, because that's what a captain did. A captain goes down with the ship. And my crew meant the world to me. And I burned alive on the boat. I'm honestly surprised there are no, well, maybe there were burns at one point, but I don't see any burns. It felt so real. So real. And
what did you learn from the crew? Because I'm sure you learned a lot, even in a span of a week. The crew's probably got more stories to tell than anything else, and hell, you probably picked up quite a few skills from them. What did you learn in that part?
I mean, I guess there was a lot of fighting. I'm apparently good with a bow. Like a thing, which granted I guess I should have gotten from the thing with Bebop, but I'm good with a bow. And that was the reason I was captain. Because I was able to keep everyone safe and take over.
You're thinking on the positive side. Sure, you burned to death. I've done that once or twice before. But that's not the point. The point is, you've got skills, and you're acknowledging them now.
I mean, perhaps. So, do you want to share a story now, or do I share another? What do you...
I can go for one. I mean, believe it or not, the settings remain the same. So, we got out once, and I mean we. Dimension Hop once out of something, but it didn't end very well for either variant of it. But besides the point, the first time I tried, I ended up 3 months before you got here in the cell. Yeah, no, time is a mess. I'm not gonna lie. And it looked escapable, and then the lava hit.
Yeah.
So then in the last minutes of my existence, I teleported and ended up in 30 years in the future.
Oh!
That was not fun.
Doesn't sound very fun.
Yeah. I've been through hundreds, maybe thousands of possibilities in the past 4 years. And you're always too stubborn to do anything about it, which is the one trait you really need to sort out, and that's why we're having the bow conversation.
I guess. Do I share another?
Yeah, go
okay.
for it.
What was the next one? Oh, I remember. This one. I was a king. And I ruled over this huge land, and I had a palace, and it was beautiful, made of this blue gem, and I had a throne of sapphires. It was beautiful. And this place, while there were other humans walking around, sure, there were these one creatures that walked through and stayed in my castle because they liked it, and they brought a twinge of their eyes were purple, like these things, the part of the walls keeping us here. Their eyes were purple. And they kept me company. But this world was dying. And this stuff was breaking into this world and corrupting it and taking it over. But it's not like the stuff that we have, that I think we have, over in the other world. In our world. Sorry. It's just not like the red and the stuff breaking here. It was blue and white and just breaking stuff. And instead of keeping my people safe, I decided, let's alleviate some tension and let everybody, go scot-free with some stuff. And we incinerated the home of a person in my land. And I ran from it because it was getting worse. There were explosions, there were things. I ran, and eventually I was no longer a king because I ran so far. But I came across this place made of terracotta and quartz, and inside were these beautiful cases, and it was like a museum, and it just showed like places that I felt like I'd seen before or heard in stories, and I had to go through, and there were these books hidden in it too, and I broke it open and all that stuff, and it was really, really cool. And then I fell through the floor, and my world was breaking even more, and things were just deteriorating and crashing down, and all I could think of was, I want to leave. I want to forget this ever happened. And a button appeared. I pressed it.
Oh.
I pressed it, and the world went black, and I appeared here. Again. Maybe I never left. I'm still not completely sure if this is like I leave and come back, or if I'm hallucinating, but it felt so real. Like I could have touched the friends that I was with. This one gentleman, he's been there for forever. I feel like I've met him before. I don't know. But anyway, that's
Oh,
the second one. I think that was day
kingdom.
17. I don't know.
Did you learn anything?
I
Again, this is going back to the learning curve. When you had this kingdom, you had control. And although the control you had, you used it in a way that may not have been as logical as expected. You had control. You only lost it when you let it slip from your grip.
I was a bad king. I was a bad king, and
You
I-
did what you thought was right.
no, that's the
Good
thing.
and bad
I
are
didn't.
Inherently nomad. Good and bad are inherently biased. Bias is so inconceivably messy that you cannot define what's good and bad. The only people that could were their citizens, and your citizens may have looked up to you what you did. Others may not. That's how it goes, and I know you see it as bad, but you had control. That's one thing that is fact, not opinion, not moral, fact.
I was a bad king, and I can see that now. I wasn't good. But that's okay.
That's learning.
Because I learned... That means that I know what it means to rule. That I guess.
And you know it's not for you.
Yeah, I'm not a...
Unless you want it to be.
I'm not a king. I mean, I've got a crown, but I don't know why that's there.
Because you're amazing. No, I'm doing well with the cheesy.
You're being really cheesy.
Also, I did not mean to hit you. How dare you?
You hit first.
Oh no, what a shame.
Okay, well, what's your next story then?
A lot of them just repeat with me getting there, either you being there or not being there, and us both almost dying. It was a loop. I gave up writing about it after a few days.
Should I just tell the remainder of mine then?
You might as well.
Okay, well, at one point, I was in this cave, and this creature was there with me. But the creature was blind, and didn't seem to pose much of a threat. And it was weird, because this one felt less like a hallucination, more like a memory. But I was there. And this creature was as tall as this metal statue I remembered. This live metal statue that I, for some reason, knew about. And me and this thing were just chilling in a cave, just kind of hanging out. And it had a cage in the center of its chest. It just had a cage in the center of its chest, and it didn't have a heart. It had something else. And it asked me for something, and I didn't know how to give it what it wanted. So it demonstrated. It took this thing from its chest, and I reached into my own chest and grabbed my own. But I didn't have multiple, I just had the one. And I turned it over, and we traded. I don't know what we traded, but whatever that was, that creature now has it, and I have one of its. I'm not sure what it was, but I came back feeling calm and less in pain and less stressed. It felt so familiar. And
what color was the metal thing?
The metal statue?
Yeah.
I don't know, like a cream white with red eyes, I think. This creature, though, it wasn't exactly like this metal statue. It had horns. Like horns like another animal. It was interesting. I really don't know. I've never seen a creature like that before. Or maybe I just don't remember it. But there was that. There was... Oh, I lived in a place where I wanted to live in the sky, but couldn't. Because I didn't have wings. And it was very, very easy to just disappear from this world. But I didn't want to, because I was building this place. So I did, and then just phased out of it. And I don't know if I died. I don't know if I'm okay, but I phased out of it and I came back here. And then the last one was the most bizarre, because it seemed the most out of there, the most like a story. And I had this library that I watched over, that I knew every book, every nook and cranny, and I had a friend of mine. He was with me. And he asked for a book, a specific book, on this one person. I don't know if this person was a friend or foe, but he was very adamant about having this one book. So I found it for him. It was a beautiful cover of green and white, and I think some black detailing. But I gave it... No, I didn't give it to him. I was back here before I could. But I hope he's okay. He was quite the bizarre fellow, but... Yeah, that's all that I can remember. There were bits and pieces, too, and then... Man, I've got to tell you, though, the people that I've been talking to... I've mentioned that to you, right? I think so?
Yeah.
They're growing. I've got almost 1,500 hanging just here, my own like little stars or something, and 20 to 30 of them consistently talk, and they've been enjoying these, like their stories or just movies or something of entertainment. And so I've been trying to follow along and be like, oh no, yeah, I'd love to treat it the way they've been treating it, but I just don't. It's terrifying when I'm the real person going through it, you know?
I was gonna say, is that we are to them some entertainment system? I've left my kids to this.
I don't think they saw it as entertainment. I think some of them knew me in like terms similar to that. So when I mentioned things like the pirate ship one, there were a couple that were like, oh, that's really cool. I remember a story similar. I did this, or like I did this when that happened, and like I remember I built something like that or something. So I think it's more of a case of they're like connecting their own memories to it. Like I am somehow like I am relatable apparently to them. And so they're curious as to how their relation relates to my life, what I'm doing. And the truth is I don't have an answer. But they seem to be excited about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But that's all I can really say. It's just been back and forth, and then I don't need to talk about this. The thing that's taking over, huh? Although
I think we can assume what's happening with that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just like my metal, I suppose.
Yeah.
We're both becoming less...
human.
Are we even human? Were we ever human, Nomad? Either of us?
I'd like to think I was. Maybe at one point.
I mean, we think, we feel bad about things. That's more than most people can say, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Right?
I mean,
I suppose that makes us more human than others.
There's emotion and thought and all that stuff, but it's I was human. It's a big was. But I think ever since that whole thing with Hermes and Dr. I think I was never human after that. Also, this Dr. I, or Illyria, you called them at one point,
yeah.
I think. Are we certain that's the same person?
I am 99% sure it's the same thing.
Then that's the thing that's confusing to me then. Because this Dr. I is the last person I could remember from wherever I came from. They were by my side when I came to from whatever that monstrous version of me was. They were by my side, and they were the one that helped me figure out how to control it at first. I don't remember how, but they were the one who helped me figure it out at first. But I don't know how I got here. I know it wasn't you, because I guess if you were in my world at that point, in my time, I suppose, wherever I came from, if you were there, then that means you were probably the person who met me in the Nether. You were the one that accidentally broke the portal and was the thing, I guess, as Hermes wanted, the thing that branches space and time. But you and Illyria have a connection, which is why you and Illyria and Dr. I were always so inseparable, and that made Hiro mad. And all that worked. All that worked out, and then I think you were sent away. Or you left or something, or Dr. I sent you away, and I don't know, but then you were mostly gone for the rest of it. And it was just Dr. I stayed like a little bit while I was there. I don't is any of this even memory? Am I making this up? I don't know. But ugh, this is so this is so many levels of hilarious and stupid. When you really think about it. Am I deaf? Do you?
What is this?
Am I hearing?
Guys.
Who is?
Okay.
Are you hearing voices too?
Just be aware that
I
am being aware. I'm not gonna go into it.
I'm by hearing
yeah,
stuff
I
a bit
wouldn't
recently.
go into it if I were you.
No, they're talking.
What the fuck?
Are they coming for us?
Where's a tree? I need wood.
Oh my god, over there! Over there! Come here!
Be in it?
Yes. They're coming for us.
They're here!
I think Nomad.
No. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Guys.
Bun, I can't be here. I cannot.
You can't be here. No, man, we're gonna get out.
Don't go in.
I am deteriorating. I am breaking. I am a danger. This is the reason I was here in the first place. We cannot be here. I cannot be here for this.
Please.
I can't let my friends see me like this.
We need to...
They can't.
Please.
No. I have to go. I have to.
We need to...
This is. Okay. I can do this. I need to disappear. I can disappear. I can go
Break
in between.
I mean, this is terrible.
I can go in between. I can go between.
Guys,
Yes.
be careful, there's lava. Someone...
Okay.
Wait, darling.
You guys have disappeared.
Bailey,
Where have you gone?
I need to disappear.
We're breaking it.
Okay. Just
Wait.
don't think about it too much. Just focus on the void. Okay. Sounds terrible. Just go before they catch you. You
Okay.
have to go too, you know, because of it. But just go.
Hey,
Okay.
we don't know what we're going into.
Do I bring anything? I don't think I can. I'll just leave this behind.
Wait,
Okay, breathe.
stop.
I'm making the path better so we don't just like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I'm gonna be gone. Okay, and I'm sorry about a lot of stuff, but
Nathan, come out for a second.
but
I'm sorry
Don't
too.
just sit there.
Please take
And then-
care of yourself.
yeah, and Bailey, I forgive you. Okay.
Nomad, please.
No, man, no.
Guys.
No, man.
Guys.
What the fuck?
What is
Alright,
happening?
Go across. What? Very careful. Be aware of anything.
Who dropped their diamond pickaxe?
I did. I'm sorry.
Move. Okay.
Okay.
Your
Oh,
diamond
Thank
babe.
you.
Shit.
Where the fuck did they go?
No.
Potatoes?
Hello?
To me, this looks.
Alfie?
There's a music desk in here. This looks like what people were here
Okay.
recently.
Guys.
Hello? Where am... I'm here again. I remember this. What is this place? No, Mad, you made it. Your friends saved you just like the doc knew they would. Wait, I've read this before. I came... I don't understand.